This is Rob Tebbutt for ID Boxing, and it is my pleasure to be joined by the former cruiserweight champion of the world, the former heavyweight champion of the world, the one and only, it's the real deal, Evander Holyfield. We're here in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Champ, always a pleasure to catch up with you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good, excellent. We're here for Usyk versus Anthony Joshua 2. Before I talk to you about that, talk to me about the first fight. I'm sure you would have watched the first fight. What did you make of the first fight that we saw in London in September last year?
Well, you had the guy that was the bigger guy fighting the fight that the little guy fight. Well, the little guy outboxed him. And so he won.
Now, you've had several rematches. You've had trilogies. You boxed Riddick Bowe 3 times. You boxed John Ruiz 3 times. You boxed Lennox Lewis twice. When you're preparing for a fight after having shared 12 hard rounds with an opponent, how does that change your preparation?
Well, it don't change the preparation. The preparation is pretty much it's the individual himself thinking about what did they do wrong, and what did they did right. The things that you did right, you do that first. And the things that you have to study on, mean changing something, then you work on that second. But you always work on what you do well, because ultimately, if you ain't do well, you ain't even got there. Doing well is how you get places and stuff. So you have to do the things you do real well. You have to remember that always first.
Now, you were somebody who always brought it to the ring. You were always an aggressive fighter. You wanted to get in close. You wanted to rough your man up. You wanted to get your shots off. Everybody seems to think that's the only way that Anthony Joshua can win this fight against Alexander Usyk. Do you agree with that?
Well, who got the longer arms? Anthony Joshua, right? So you use what you have. You use your jab. I'm talking ultimately with me and boxing and in general, the jab is. If whatever hand you are left or right, you're going to use that most of the time, because if you can't touch the guy, you probably ain't going to be able to hit him with the other hand either. So the whole big thing is that, that jab. So who got the best jab? And like this, you got a good jab, but if you don't use it, then it ain't working for you. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to push you back there. I can tell my grandchildren that I pushed Evander Holyfield.
Well, your jab is the first weapon that you use. You get accustomed using your jab. How many times you use that jab, and probably going to be how many times you get hit. Because if you don't use the jab, you're going to get hit more times than you want to get hit. If you use your jab, then you're going to get hit less.
Anthony Joshua has changed trainer in preparation for this fight. He's now working with Robert Garcia. Do you think that's a good move for him?
I didn't hear what you said.
So Anthony Joshua has changed trainer ahead of this fight. He's now with Robert Garcia. Do you think that's a good move for him?
Well, I'm telling you, as an individual, you're the boxer. You're supposed to know what's good for you. And so I wouldn't ever suggest somebody doing something that gonna hurt them. And you tend to have the person who you're gonna be comfortable with.
Now, the winner of this fight, everybody's going to be calling for the undisputed fight. The winner of this fight to fight Tyson Fury. How would you see that fight happening? Tyson Fury, would you make him a favorite against the winner of this fight?
Oh, he would favor anybody, man. I'm telling you, how can you not give credit when credit's due? I'm telling you, you have one guy who fought everybody, who's not afraid to fight anybody. Box good. If he get knocked down, he'll get back up. And all this, you just have to get an all-around good fighter with Tyson Fury. But I thought he retired. I heard that he just say he retired. I'm telling everybody believe money can pull you back. But it may not. But all we know right now, he retired.
You've retired. You've come back. You've boxed a whole host of names from various different eras. Do you believe Tyson Fury will come back? Is it difficult to stay retired when you've been the heavyweight champion of the world?
Well, Tyson Fury have shown that he was the better guy. I mean, which guy did he not fight? Well, except Anthony Joshua. He never fought Anthony Joshua, but that fight never came about. But who fault was it? Who fault was it? Was it his fault? No. So the whole big thing is that if he come back, he make a lot of people happy. But I think there's no doubt he have proven to be the best boxer. Now if he don't stay, then it's fine. But if he do, I'm talking about whatever one choose to do. I'm talking about at least he get to make that decision for himself.
Now, final question, because I know that you're desperate to get out of here. I appreciate your time as always, champ. A lot of people consider you the greatest cruiserweight of all time, one of the best heavyweights of all time. The other name that people mention for the greatest cruiserweights of all time is that man down there, Alexander Usyk. How would a fight play out between Evander Holyfield and Alexander Usyk in their prime at cruiserweight?
Well, it's a different era. I'm telling you, the thing is that I'm like, there's no doubt he was undefeated, I was undefeated, but our age difference, so the age difference is like this. So it's the thing is that he did a little bit more than me because he didn't only become undisputed, he fought a fight after that and he defended his. I didn't defend mine. After that, I just moved up to heavyweight and fine, but just like he fought this, he won, but the guy that wasn't the undisputed. Now, I was undisputed when I fought Buster Douglas and all that. So we have we did a lot of same things, in which it was good for both of us. I think you can't go back and say, like with me personally, I learned from all the fighters that before me. I'm talking about, I learned from Ali. I got a little Joe Frazier, all of them, all these people before me, because they was good fighters. You learn some things from them. You learn from watching. I didn't nobody just say you can be that way. I learned watching how the defenses of certain people, how they use and how they. So you learn from people. So the whole big thing is so when somebody asks me, would you think you've been better than Ali? You would have been better than Joe Frazier? I said, no. I said, I learned from them. I said, why shouldn't I be better? I said, now, I don't talk about how good I am because I learned all this stuff from my mom. I said, so I ain't gonna say I'm better than my mama because I wouldn't be who I am as well from my mom. I said, but I probably wouldn't be the fighter that I am if I didn't watch these guys fight. I learned from these. I studied these guys' tape. I copied all these good fighters. I'm like, man, I learned from it. But that the art of the game is, we supposed to not act like we just became this great fighter. We ain't watching nobody. After all these fighters, man, I watch the little guys fight the most. 112, 119, 125, 147, all of them good fights. They know how to fight. Big heavyweight, a lot of times they throw one big punch. So your teaching better be them limited guys. Them little guys have to know how to fight because they don't have as much power to knock you out. So they have to have legitimacy and all the proper stuff to do it right. And so the big thing is learn how to do it right. And if you get a little power, fine. But if you didn't have enough power to get him out, you outgut him.
Last question, because Amir Abdullah's about to pull you away. You've mentioned power. You're an American heavyweight legend. Another American heavyweight who's due to return to the ring, Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber. What would you like to see from Deontay? Are you excited to see him return to the ring potentially at the end of this year?
Well, the thing is that the art of the game, the art of the boxing game, is your ability to box. I'm telling you, he should know that knockout power ain't the only thing. I'm telling you, he got finesse. And so you have to learn the game of boxing You know, so I think it'd be a little bit difficult for him to. It won't be difficult for him to win fights, but you know, the fights that he wants to win, it's still gonna come down to boxing ability.
Okay, well, Evander Holyfield, thank you so much for speaking to myself and ID Boxing. Always a pleasure to catch up with you soon. Hopefully see you around soon. Enjoy the fight on Saturday night here in Jeddah.